How are you, my friend? It's Tuesday, right? It is Tuesday, isn't it? My days are confused. I never actually know until someone tells me. It's been quite some time since I've looked at a calendar. I'm going to bring up my desktop real quick. Easier to see. And we're going to read from A Course in Miracles.
Chevy lets you be.
Sorry, apologize, guys. So, Course in Miracles isn't a self-help book because it's the realization there's no self to help. The self that we're associated with is the ego. And who wants a better ego? The ego is simply a thought system that we have used to navigate the world. However, it keeps us trapped within the illusion that we are small, insignificant, and separate from others. Give me a second here. So, when we ask for a miracle, we're not asking for something that isn't here. We're not asking for um, the gift of fish and loaves. We're not asking to manifest. We're asking for a change of perception. Let's see, Ash is here. Ash says, "Hey, Yogi." Ash, how are you? And the change of perception is to simply see in a different way. We're asking to see not with the eyes of the ego, but to see with the eyes of spirit, to see with the eyes of love, which is ever present in our actual reality. However, through the course of a lifetime of wounds, a lifetime of hurt, a lifetime of confusion, we've come to believe ourselves as the voice of the ego, fear-based. And that's what we project into the world, literally creating the world that we see. You want a better world, don't go out into the world and try to change it. You're not going to do it, and you're going to come back defeated. Seek to change your perception of the world. And by your demonstration, you inspire other people. And then they seek to change their perception of the world. And individually adding up to collectively, we change the world. We got a poop howdy from Jace. Poop howdy to you, my friend. Thank you for our morning greeting. Ash says, still in a lot of pain from yesterday, but overall fine. How about you? I'm good, Ash. I'm sorry about your pain. Man, I know how much that hurts, as it has happened to me as well. I lost a tooth all the way in the back a long time ago. Ash says, "Hey Jace, I just wanted to say your dog is adorable. Xena is adorable." Jace says, "William and Ash." So I'm going to read two things from A Course in Miracles. First, very short. To take offense is to give offense. Who are we giving offense to? To take offense from other people is to give offense. That means we are giving ourselves offense. William says, "Glad I made it to this morning." Uh, Thank you, William. I'm always glad when you make it. Anytime. I love that. To take offense is to give offense. Sorry. My cat is playing with a power cord, which is never good. Never good for the power cord, never good for the cat. Um, so when we take offense from others, we are giving offense to ourselves, because now we got to carry that with us. We carry it within our heart. That's when we ask for a miracle. And how do we do it? We ask for a miracle through the means of prayer. That's the next quote. Prayer is a way of asking for something. It is the medium of miracles. But the only meaningful prayer is for forgiveness, because those who have forgiven have everything. Those who have forgiven, those who have been forgiven, have everything. And what do we mean by everything? Peace of mind, joy, the comfort of being who they truly are. And we can only get there through forgiveness. Yet we have the wrong conception of forgiveness. We think of forgiveness as something that I give another. It's something that we ask for. We say, can I see things a different way? Can I change my perception from one of hurt to one of innocence? Because innocence itself cannot be hurt. And everyone is innocent, which is a hard realization for us to come to because we try to approach it from the ego. The ego says, but you did this to me. How can this person be innocent? Because I hurt from what they did. But we can see that in different ways. This is why we ask for a change of perception. Are we hurting right now because of what someone did? Or are we hurting right now because of our thought that we continue to carry of what someone did? That doesn't mean that they didn't do it. Doesn't mean that we're saying, that's fine, what you did. It isn't fine. It's never fine that someone hurt you. However, did they hurt you in this moment? Or did they hurt you in the past that no longer exists, and yet we carry the wound with us in the form of a thought, continuously and continuously, continuously, and we use it as a means of justifying our resentment. We use it as a means of having judgment. We use it as a means of having a grievance, which makes us feel important, which makes the ego feel justified in what it's doing. However, it keeps us trapped in a world of pain. And as long as we are perceiving a world of pain, we're projecting pain, and it keeps us in a fractured world. Keeps us in a fractured world. If you want peace, which is your inherent state, who you truly are, innocence, we have to forgive the perception. We have to go all the way deep and realize in this moment, any hurt, any wound is only a thought. And it's a thought that we believe so deeply that we're willing to project it out into the world. This is why Runner Boy says, yo, just ended my live. Sorry I missed it, Runner Boy. How was your workout? Jay says, it just means we never truly forgave. Absolutely. Absolutely. So really, forgiveness gives us great discernment because we get to, now we see, this person is dealing with their own wounds, their own hurt, and they're incapable of seeing their own innocence. So they are going to hurt. I can forgive them, I can offer them love, but it doesn't mean I need to participate in the hurt that they're offering. So we often think that forgiveness means that we put ourselves in harm's way. Forgiveness removes us from harm's way. We realize that we can't be harmed by another because through the gift of discernment, we see that this person is in so much pain and they are projecting that out into the world and they are offering it to me. However, I love them so much that I refuse to accept the harm that they're putting out there. I offer them love, I offer them forgiveness, and I step away. William says, that is the forgiveness I was trying to allude to with Daddy in the text yesterday. I thought so, William. William says, I knew that you would be able to say it better than I could. Not necessarily, William. The fact that you were seeing it and alluding to it means that you understand it, which is big, it's huge. This is, hey, Night Watcher's here. It says, hey, Yogi, Night Watcher. Get a salute from Jace to Prescott. Ash says, hey, Night Watcher. Hey, once again, just sending out healing prayers to our friend Ash, hurting from a tooth accident. I hope the pain subsides and you're feeling better. Let's see. Runner Boy says it was okay. Just okay. Night Watcher says hello to Ash. As well as Jace. Jace says it's more than relevant, William. It's love. It is love. Absolutely. No one demonstrates that better than Jace. shows up every morning, not just to work out. Here's the thing with love. Jason's given it to himself through the gift of fitness. Jace makes his workouts look easy, but they're not easy. He's working. And how do you work? You work with love. He loves himself so much, he's willing to give himself the gift of fitness, the gift of health. He loves himself so much that it's overflowing, and he's given it to others. That's what Jace is doing. He is giving love to others as well as himself, because there is no separation between others and ourselves. That's why Ramana Maharshi, when he was asked, how do we treat others, smiled and said, there are no others. Let's see, Ash says, oh, and Yogi just went ask, can we see your cat? We can see my cat. You're also going to see how messy my room, office, storage space actually is. Hold on, guys. What you saw right there is, that's one of my cats. The other one's downstairs. You also saw a storage space for about 10,000 running shoes through my running career. I'm not a hoarder. However, I have a hard time letting go of running shoes because I think, man, I ran a 100-mile race in these shoes. I ran a 24-hour race in these shoes. This is a race I PR'd my best 50K time in. How can I get rid of them? I need to overcome that and just throw them away or give them away. Let's see, just says over a million miles in the shoes. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that was for you, Ash. I hope the cat helped you feel better. She loves to sit quietly near me in the office. And then every once in a while, she'll come by and swat at a power cord, or she'll knock me on the leg to get some attention, and then she'll go back and lay down. Not what you said. So I'm currently resurrecting my PC from the blue screen. I remember that of death. I figured out it's because of hips and multiple driver errors. They're probably corrupted. I don't know how to fix it though. You'll figure it out. Ash says, oh, that's so cute. I don't mind the messy room. Mine is just as messy. That woke my cat up. She's over here now asking for attention. Night Watcher says, Yogi, don't try to lie. You are a hoarder. Only running shoes and books. The only thing I hoard is running shoes and books. And I'm working on it. You should give some of these books away. Man, every book is a memory, as is every running shoe. So, last note. Ash says, I have so many books, I think I lost count. Me too. A lot of people will ask me, have you read every one of those books? And the answer is no, I haven't. But probably 90% of them, and I have hope for the other 10%. Let's see. Not what it says, not hips. Bios corrected 2 hips. So another note, one last note on how forgiveness works. When Jesus was on the cross and he looked down at those who tortured him and he said, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. He didn't say, I forgive you. Note that, because that would have meant the ego. Jesus would have said, I forgive you. I know you put me on the cross. It's painful. You caused me pain and great harm. However, I forgive you. That would be the ego's idea of forgiveness. He said, forgive them, Father. He turned towards the ultimate source. For they know not what they do, because he realized they were acting from their own ego, from their own source of pain and separation, from their own hurt, from the illusion that they are separate from him, separate from God, and acted upon that. In yoga, That is the 5 kleshas, the 5 afflictions of the mind. It means that Jesus saw that they were projecting their fear out into the world, causing their perception that Jesus was dangerous and needed to be crucified. He saw that fear and he asked for forgiveness. If he were to say, I forgive you, I'm Jesus, I am the Son of God, and I am so magnificent that I offer you forgiveness. He didn't say that. Forgive them, Father, for they are confused, they are hurting, they know not what they do. We are capable of that forgiveness. Remember, Jesus came in human form to show us that through our humanness, we become divine. That by birthright, we are divine, that we are born in original innocence, we were born originally sinless. That what it says how forgiveness works. Forgive people who deserve it and forgive someone who don't deserve it, because life will um, eat them up later. You know what? That's not a bad example, Night Watcher. Life will eat them up later, but not because of what they did, but because they continue to believe that they can harm people and get away with it. However, when we refuse to forgive, we are harming ourselves, and life will eat us up later as well. We will be eaten up. Hey, we will be eaten up by our own grievances. Again, forgiveness isn't something that we give someone else. It's a gift that we give ourselves. We want to be free. We want to be liberated. Because if you carry those grievances with you, if you live a life where you feel you get to hold resentment towards others, you're limited, you're small, you're eating yourself alive, as Night Watcher said. Who wants to go through life like that? Man, I want to be free, I want to be kind, I want to be loving, because that's who I am in my originality, in my sinless state. And any moment I can return to that. Jace says, I feel another moment. What do we got, Jace? Sorry, I had to shoo my cat away. Again, power cords and cats, not a good combination. Jace says, Prescott, forgiveness is about pure, undefined love without bounds or barriers. Only that we can, only then can we free the burden. That is beautifully said. That sums it up. Man, if I had a microphone, I would drop it. I would drop it for Jace. That is a drop the mic moment. We realize our own boundless nature. Who can be hurt in our own boundless nature? How can we be hurt in our own boundless nature? We can't. And we recognize that. Night Watcher says, what about those psychopaths or sociopaths that don't feel guilt? They do feel guilt. However, it is projected through the means of being a psychopath or sociopath. Those wounds are so deep. Their projections are so firm and committed. They see no other way. Absolutely no other way. Those are the ones that need forgiveness the most. But remember, forgiveness offers us discernment. It doesn't mean we condone anything. It doesn't mean that we say, you're innocent, it's okay that you act this way, I forgive you. We're saying, I see how deeply you hurt. I see how immersed and entrenched you are in the belief of what you are, not seeing your own original innocence, that you need help. And sometimes that help means that you need to be with a trained professional who can care for you. For some reason, people have this belief that forgiveness means that, well, you're forgiven, go on about your business. Keep hurting other people, I'll keep forgiving you. Forgiveness only has to happen once. You see that someone is offering fear, You ask for forgiveness so that you don't accept it any longer. And you help that other person get the help that they need. Let's see. Not what you says, but psychopathy happens at birth. What kind of trauma would a fresh 1 second old baby have? Depends on how you look at it. From a Buddhist to yogic perspective, we are bringing past samskaras, the mental imprints of the mind from a previous life, previous rebirth. But we don't have to believe that. We can believe that coming into the world through original innocence, that the brain suffers some type of traumatic incident that I don't understand. And I don't need to understand. However, a person is not the personality, is not the brain, is not the trauma, however it came about. Why is someone born with epilepsy? Why is someone born with um, whatever? I don't know. Because they are. Because they are. But that's not who they are. It's the condition that they are born with. They are not the condition. However, the condition and the person are so closely associated that we are unable to make that distinction. So we punish the condition by punishing the person. If we see someone that you are like that, we offer help. Let's see. Now what you says, well, sociopath is developed from abuse or harsh living conditions. So I understand that. It's developed, but again, it's not who that person truly is. We can see someone as a limited, small condition that needs judgment, that we hold resentment towards, that needs to be locked away. Or we could see someone in their original innocence, through no fault of their own, was born with this condition and needs help, and needs understanding, and needs healing, maybe medical, modern, therapeutic means doesn't have what is needed for them to live a regular life in the modern world. That's sad. Doesn't mean we don't love them. Doesn't mean that their actions aren't whatever actions they may have performed. Doesn't mean that they're not forgiven. However, it also doesn't mean that they are free to keep harming people. Just because we forgive doesn't mean we allow. Doesn't mean that we allow something to continue. One says it almost feels like punching down when you recognize someone is operating from a place of pain. Man, William, what a huge insight. Absolutely. But imagine this, William. You and I, we are operating from our own place of pain that we don't acknowledge, that we don't recognize, and we are projecting that out into the world. So we are meeting pain with pain. We're taking our pain, we're meeting someone else's pain, bam, and we collide, and we create a world of friction, of unkindness, of meanness, of pettiness, of jealousy, of grievances, of resentment. Imagine if we looked with ultimate tenderness towards ourselves and we said, I forgive myself. I got a mess going on in here, but it's not who I am. And I vow to sort through it. I vow to keep forgiving my own projections so that my perception of the world becomes clear and I can truly understand and be kind to others. Not what you says, well, damn, I just realized William has actual insights. Well, I'm just recycling past knowledge I've learned, which is a huge insight. Night Watcher, man, give yourself a round of applause. That is a huge insight. No, and you know what, Night Watcher? No one is immune from recycling past knowledge that we've learned. Everyone does it. every day, almost every moment. However, just knowing that, we can ask ourselves, am I regurgitating? I've never liked that. I've never liked that word. It sounds awful. Man, who wants to regurgitate? And having said that, do we regurgitate? Is regurgitating a word? And then we just keep doing it. We keep doing it. We're regurgitating our regurgitation. That's that's the unfortunate word to ponder today. Gurgitate. That watcher says, huh? William says, I wish I could take credit for it. It was from George Janko's podcast with Emmanuel Ramonius. Did I say that right? And another thing he said was, there's reason Jesus came to us, um, using just love. Man, again, that's beautiful. But, William, it stayed with you. And it came to you this moment, which makes it your insight that you offered. What George Janko offered you was information. And it inspired you. Inspiration is the gift. And it stayed with you so you could inspire, in spirit, it to another person. You re-gifted it to another person. You re-gifted it to me. And I truly appreciate it. That Watcher says, I've always thought that we just recycle knowledge so nothing ever improves. See, that's another great insight. It's the same knowledge. And you know what? It's not even really knowledge. It's information. There's difference between information and knowledge. Knowledge is infinite and from the source. Knowledge is what makes the brain think, the heart beat, the lungs pump, the blood flow. We were gifted with knowledge. Information is 1 + 1 is 2. That Watcher says, we're all just regurgitating. Word of the day, regurgitate. Knowledge, and that 5% who actually have creativity and insight. I would agree. However, we all have the potentiality in every moment to regurgitate. Again, maybe my least favorite word, but I'm going to keep saying it all day now. Much like I kept saying literally a couple days ago. We all have that opportunity. This is why A Course in Miracles says, and they're summing up the entirety of yoga. That's what I love about the Course, is it sums up the entirety of yoga. Yoga has the 5 afflictions of the mind, and A Course in Miracles boils it down to 2. Actually, boils it down to 1, fear. So, we can only regurgitate fear, or we can extend love. Love is where inspiration and creativity comes from. Because when you have that true moment of insight, when you have that true moment of creativity, how do you feel? Man, it's a hugely wonderful and joyous feeling. But when you're offering fear, when you're living in resentment, when you are refusing the gift of forgiveness and saying, nah, I'd rather hold this person accountable, even though it's just a thought now, even though what they did was years ago or months ago, or even if they're still doing it, it's still just a thought in your mind. That's such a huge shift, because we keep saying, nope, this person did it, this person did it. However, it's still a thought in your mind. And until you can transcend thought and the person, you're trapped. That person is gripping you and holding you, and you are entangled, entrenched with that other person. The observer effect. Because you're observing it, you're responsible for it. No one wants to hear that. Kayla says, hey, Bill. Kayla, my friend, how are you? Transfiguratively. I like that word. Transfiguratively. And amazingly, it is flowing off the tongue right now. One more time, 3 times for the hat trick. Transfiguratively. I am unduly proud of myself. Kayla says, X and X. How are you this morning, Kayla? That watcher says, hey, Kayla. Ryan says, hey, Eric, how are you doing this morning? Good, Ryan, how are you? Gonna wrap things up in just a few minutes. I'm gonna get outside and take my walk. 5:30. Man, I'm still an hour away from sunrise. Happening later and later these days. I'm going to attempt to do my get-ups with my kettlebell this morning, as well as swings, but I'm going to limit my swings. I did 100 swings yesterday. I think for now I'm better off working with just a little bit with my swings, maybe a little bit more burpees, and increasing my swings slowly. Because man, my back felt great after burpees, not so great, or I'm sorry, felt great after get-ups, not so great after swings. Ryan says, doing well, just finished the workout, getting ready for work. What did you do today working out? And how was your workout? I got the opportunity to watch Jace work out this morning. Jace never seems to have a bad workout because he truly understands his body. Man, I absolutely love the 5 a.m. live streams. Ryan says it was good. Did a medium weight total body lift. Nice. Way to get it done, Ryan. My workout today is going to be get-ups and then just 1 or 2 sets of really light swings. I'm just back into the kettlebells after, man, 2 years, almost 3 years. I'm still trying to get in burpees through the day, so it's going to be 2 pump burpees. And then, of course, some more yoga. I've already done my first yoga for the day. All right, so guys, let's wrap it up. You guys, man, you've inspired me. Given me some great insights. Unfortunately, you've also helped me plant the word regurgitate in my mind. Get another great live and a thumbs up from Eric Lapointe. I got to end it. Got to end it right now. Eric Lapointe, though. Eric Lapointe beat the Night Watcher for the first time in a couple days. Whoever says all I have to say is, all I have to say is regurgitated or not. One person's trash can be another person's treasure. You know what? Hey, William, remind me to read a quote about that from A Course in Miracles. Let me see if I can find it real quick. One second, and then we're going to end it. I'll find it later. But yeah, you saying treasure actually triggered an important thought. I agree, 100%, William. All right, Ryan says, have a great day. Nice checking in. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it. Have a good day, too. Jace is laughing at Eric. Let's see. Now what you says, hey, Yogi, have you ever tried a balding cream? Because we don't like a wrinkled bald head. We want that shiny mirror head. Man, we take it as it comes. I have not. I have no issue with my bald head. Remember, it offers you your reflection. It's the least I could do for you guys. Anne says, hi. Hey, Anne. You were here early this morning. Much appreciated. We're just wrapping things up. Going to get outside. Let's see. Optimum is here. Optimum, my friend. Hey, Optimum, how are the watch hours? Are we sub 400? Jay says, leaves today, Yogi. Awesome. I will be on the lookout for leaves and what they offer me this morning. Now, what you says, Eric snided another great live. He snuck right in there, didn't he? Like a ninja. Like an axe-wielding, wood-chopping ninja. Jay says, and Timo, sniped. Eric Point says, yep. William says, see you later today. Absolutely. Let's see. Ann says, can I have your email, Yogi? Yep. Let me write it down real quick. This is going to get a great laugh and mockery, by the way, from Night Watcher. There it is. And if anyone wants, by the way, they can also look me up. They can also look me up and connect on Facebook. Hey, Sabine. Brian says he wants to get your shine on. Everyone appreciates a good shine, right? That which says, another great live. Optimum says, nice face needs more space. Absolutely. Great reminder. We get away from Sabine. Night Watcher again. AOL, bruh. It has served a... Anne is laughing. Anne is laughing at the mockery that I endure by the hands of Night Watcher for my American Online. Night Watcher says AOL is like 30 years old. Hey, 30 years old isn't that old for someone who is 59. Consider that. Oh, did I forget the @ Thank you for that. My mistake. Hold on, guys. I meant to press the @ and I pressed 2 by mistake. So Eric McCarty 65 at AOL.com. The reason I keep this, I have my Gmail email address, and that's one that I don't generally share out, and then I share this one out because I don't worry about it. Hey, Timo, thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate it. Night Watcher says even Eric agrees, or even Ryan agrees with me. Night Watcher, thank you for correcting that. It's without the 2. Eric McCarty 65 at, because I thought I pressed the shift button, but it didn't go all the way down. Thank you, Jace. Thank you for sharing that. And 30 years doubles my age. Man, I almost quadrupled. Ryan says, what would be good email discussion? Anything. Anything. Guys should figure out by now, I will talk about anything, even if I don't know anything about it. Hey, we get Flower sneaking in at the last moment, laughing, saying, I caught you. You absolutely did. Jason's waving at Flower. I watch it's like my grandpa. Man, too early in the morning for me to have grandpa thoughts. Optimop says, yes, I wasn't sure about the number 2 in your email because it looked wrong. And not only about the ad, I have your email address and YouTube name in my head. I can't forget numbers or details. Man, that's an excellent quality to have. That's what makes you such a great editor, because of those details. Flower says, also your head's shiny. Cheese. Flower is the cheese ninja, always threatening to sneak up behind me with a slice of cheese and slap me on the head with it. Man, what is the deal with that? The last thing I need is cheese stuck on my head. Optimop says, Jason, old line. Night Watcher says, Flower, we need to bully Yogi with grandpa jokes until I chase everyone off my lawn. Optimop says, by the way, I need a new style uploaded this night. I'm going to check it out. Optimob, if you get a chance today, let us know your watch hours. Ryan says, laughing, the shinier the head, the stickier the cheese. That is probably true. We are never going to find out if that is true, but it's probably true. Thank you for that, Timo. I got that link up. I'm going to check it out after I'm back from my walk. I'm going to head out in just a minute. 4:30, with 4 days being held, maybe 5 days. So that means you're already there. All we have to do now is make sure the hours that are dropped because of last year don't exceed the hours that you're gained. Piece of cake. In 5 days, 4 days, Optimob's going to be fully monetized. Now what it says, old grandpa yells, yells at clouds, breaking news. Man, I would never yell at a cloud. I love my clouds. Let's see. Flower says, Yogi, does your hair ever grow back? It shaves you. Actually, everyone noticed my hair growing back the other day. Jace noticed it. If you go back to my first burpee videos, you will see me with an old man bald ponytail. I was trying to do a George Carlin thing. Man, it did not work. It did not work. And says, sorry, couldn't find Facebook. The link didn't work. See if you can click the link. Jay says, I was jealous. I'm 10 years younger. 10 years younger and infinitely better looking. Timo says, Lucifer, the hair grows, but in other parts of the body, the ears, the nose, the back. Let's see. This says, I also see a small circle dent in your head. That's where the love shines out. That's where the love comes in and the love shines out. You're welcome. Without that dent, I would have no love to offer the world. Now what you say is Yogi has a dent in his head. Absolutely. Melted cheese is the best. And says, nope, I'm sorry, that doesn't work. Eric McCarty. It would be me and my dogs, as well as me standing in front of a waterfall. Now what you says, all right, guys, let's stop bullying Yogi. Would you shave your beard for 1K? I would not. I have. My beard is in various degrees, various states throughout the year. Sometimes it's big, bushy. Sometimes it's like this. Sometimes it's just stubble. It all depends. My face is my art that I offer the world. You're welcome. For better, for worse. Ryan says, yes, enough bullying the Yogi. Much appreciated. Ann says, thank you. William says, uh, don't out melted cheese onto other people. And William Downey doesn't like melted cheese. He doesn't like melted cheese. Well, I cannot judge William Downey for his dislike of melted cheese. That's the one thing vegan cheese lacks. It doesn't melt very well. Timo says, like to make fun and spread joy. Maybe I should make a yoga tutorial video. I have a perfect and big body mass index. That would be fun. Man, I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Flower says, I want to see your... Let's see. Thank you for dropping that, William. Flower wants to see my beard bushy. It's there. Every stage in the past 3 years is on YouTube. The rise of Williams and Eric's. This is true. We got 2 Williams, we got 2 Eric's, if not more. William says not a hyperlink, but you can fix his profile name manually. And he says not anymore is a texture thing. That's understandable. I have the same thing in some regards. Ryan says, I have a full woodsman beard right now. Almost time to grab the clippers and maybe make my own art. Awesome. Yeah, hey, I just posted a couple photos of me with a huge beard. Flower, go to my community page and you'll see Yogi, the 1984 version, 1983 version. Big beard, long blonde hair down to here. All right, guys, I got to head out. Kayla says, let's go. We got a heart from Kayla. Jay says, Hulk Yogi. Yep, there's another one of me when I weighed 220 pounds. I was a power lifter. William says, Jay has a nice beard right now. So does Eric Point. And found you. Awesome. Look forward to seeing you. Hearing from you. Let's see. William says, I think Squirrel does too. Jay says, shaved this morning, smooth again. Brian says, you were a powerlifter too. Yep, I started training when I was a teenager for bodybuilding. Switched over to powerlifting. Switched over to training for martial arts. And then Olympic lifting. I love Olympic lifting. And then I was a competitive kettlebell athlete. I trained kettlebell sport. And then switched over to ultra running for a decade. And then I've been doing body weight ever since. But I'm getting back into some kettlebell stuff now, combining it with body weight stuff. So today I'm going to do pull-ups, get-ups, easy swings, finish off with 2 pump burpees. This says, I thought you were a blonde. I am. You'll see it in the photos. I got one more photo I want to post. I'll do that later this morning. All right, guys, I got to get out, take my walk. I'm running late. I'm going to see everyone later today. You guys have a good day. If it's morning for you, have a good start of your day. If it's afternoon, have a good continuation of your day. Thanks, guys. This was a fun discussion. It was also, man, we covered some great ground on forgiveness. Pretty cool. We got a wave from Ryan and a bye from Flower. Thanks, guys. I'm going to see you all later. Take care.